Hey guys, in this series we'll be teaching you how to solve the mirror cube, which is essentially just a 3x3 Rubik's Cube without the colors and just with different shapes. So as you can see, it's like basically just made up of reflected surfaces, and each block in this case is a different size, unlike the normal 3x3, and has no colors. So most of the behavior is going to be exactly the same as the 3x3, so it's just going to be 4 rotations, getting it back to the same shape, and then all of the center pieces won't move no matter how you twist it up, so those will again be our guidelines for where our pieces should go. And I will be solving this in the same way that I taught how to solve the normal 3x3, which is using the beginner's method, going layer by layer. So we'll just be starting with the bottom layer as the largest pieces and then working our way up like this. Alright, so here we can see that basically you want to go ahead and just take a look at all the heights of the centerpieces. So obviously this one's kind of low, this one's very tall, and as it seems, this one should be the tallest center piece. And so then we start from this piece and then work our way outwards to build the bottom layer. So first of all, you will have to find all the pieces to form the bottom cross. And so you can see that there's already one piece that's here already. And then we just find by turning it around to see which surface it coincides with on the other centers. And then let's go find another piece that belongs in the bottom cross. So this piece looks kind of tall. Let's see. It's actually short by a little bit here, so that's not it. This one looks correct. Yep. So this one is right, except this is a bit taller than this centerpiece by a little bit. So we can just turn it down here and then find a centerpiece where it coincides and then twist it up so that now we have half of the cross complete. This piece looks quite tall, so turning it up here, that looks right. So don't disturb the pieces that are already up there. Let's turn this down temporarily and then twist it off to the side so we don't disturb it. So it's right here now. And then we match this up here and turn it 180 degrees to come up. Okay. And now for the final piece, this one looks right. Oh, it's a bit shorter. This looks right. It's matched up here and then come up here. We just take up the corner pieces. These are going to be probably the largest blocks you can find. So this piece looks the largest of them all, and this piece looks just about right. So this seems to match up over here to go up. So then you turn it out of the way, take this down, match it up here, and then twist up. So yes, this formed a right corner. And then this piece also looks to belong somewhere here. Judging by the size of this piece, it seems like this should go here. So going here or going here will not bring it to the right orientation, so that means it's essentially this face should come up here, but it isn't on this face or this face. So we need to take this down and then take this up here so that this face, when it comes up, matches here. So this is essentially all of the same steps as you would use in the 3x3, just in a shape format instead of a color format. So here and complete that. Okay, so this piece is the one that should belong up here, and so when you turn it up like this, you can obviously see that it matches here. So we twist it out of the way here, turn this down, and then match it up here, and then twist it back up so that the corner goes here. Seems to be this one, so if you turn this up here, then it matches. So we know we got the right piece. And so we twist it off, and then match it up, and we come up here. So that's after you solve the bottom layer, and so now we're into the second layer. And as with the 3x3, if you remember, you would just find the correct pieces, and then depending on whether you want to send it to the left or to the right, you perform a different set of steps. So first of all, you would have to find that when you twist this around, there are certain pieces that would line up correctly here, and so that's the first indication that this would be a center piece, because it's relatively large and not as flat, which you would expect to be on the top layer, and it matches in thickness with one of the center pieces. So for this one, it looks like this one should belong here since it's a relatively large piece. So going to the left, you would just do this. Exact same algorithms. And if you've forgotten how to do these and you would like to have the algorithms be explained to you slowly, then be sure to go back to watch the 3x3 tutorials first. Here, this matches up in thickness with this centerpiece, so we need to send it to the right. So take it to the left first, and then match it up with the bottom piece, and take it back there. And then we go for another piece, so this one would match in thickness here, and this will probably, yeah, go down here. So if you want to test whether the thickness will be right, then you can just like do a simple test this way, and then if it matches up, then you know that you should go ahead and do the algorithm to bring it in. And then final piece here, so this looks like this thickness is right, and then you would go to the left here, and there you have it. So the second layer is thus complete. And now we move on to the top and third layer. So this is the exact same as before. So if you would have like any patterns that you already see in the top face, then you would go for certain sets of steps. And so this one would be the hook here. And so then we take it like this, and that flattens basically the entire top face. So we start off just by basically making the cross, and that's what we just did by flattening it. So the cross is complete, and then now we want to be able to straighten out all of the corners so that they match. Right now they're still jutting out here and two inside, and then this is jutting out as well. So we start by basically picking one of the corners and then just that are correct, and then using the backwards L formula, just go around and match things up. So now we've done that once, and so you can see now two corners are in place relative to each other, and then we set this as the right side, and then continue. And now we just twist it so that all four corners are in the correct placement and in the right orientation. So now all we have left to do is just the orientation of the edge pieces. So obviously this one is the longest, this one's second, and this one's the shortest. So we want to basically cycle it counterclockwise so that we get the edge pieces in the right places. Okay, so going counterclockwise, you would be starting with fish 1 here. And then twist the cube this way, and then do fish 2. And there you have it, a completed mirror cube. But actually, we're not quite done yet, because with a correctly solved face, you should have all of the directions going one way, and so this centerpiece is correct. And this centerpiece is also correct. But when you look over here, you can see that like the light kind of reflects off it differently. This one's going horizontally, and these are all going vertically here. Alright, so for each misaligned centerpiece, you will have a pair that is also misaligned. So what this algorithm does is basically rotate one thing 90 degrees counterclockwise and then rotate another 90 degrees clockwise. So we can just pick either pair to basically manipulate this way, and all we have to do is set it up so one of the centers is facing up and one of the centers is facing to the left. So how we do this would just be using the center moves. So this would be V as in vertical, and then that's turning it clockwise. And then horizontal, this is turning it clockwise. And then counterclockwise. So it's like this. V counter, H counter, V, U, V counter, H, V, U counter. So as you can see, this one is now vertical along with the rest, and this is now horizontal with the rest. And then our second pair is this and this, so we just have to make sure that this is on top and this is to the left, and we do the same algorithm again. So and there you have it. So all of these are in the same direction, and here we have a completely solved mirror cube. Thanks for watching.